In the midst of escalating tensions, Operation Shield and Arrow has been launched by Israel to safeguard its territory against a barrage of rocket attacks originating from the Gaza Strip. The rockets, fired by Palestinian Islamic Jihad, PIJ, have reached alarming distances, including as far as Tel Aviv. This situation has made an immediate ceasefire unlikely, prompting Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu to convene with the Security Cabinet to determine the nation's course of action. PIJ, supported and funded by Iran, has been responsible for nearly 900 rocket launches from Gaza. Although the Iron Dome anti-missile system has successfully intercepted over 90% of the rockets targeting densely populated areas, a few missiles managed to penetrate through the defenses. Tragically, these attacks resulted in the loss of Israeli lives, with one fatality reported in the town of Rehoboth. The incessant rocket barrages have instilled fear and urgency among the Israeli population, forcing nearly 2 million citizens to seek shelter in bomb shelters, on the streets, and even on the beaches of Tel Aviv. The impact of these attacks has been significant, as around 60 Israelis have sought medical treatment for injuries related to the rocket strikes. Amidst this turmoil, the Iranian agenda becomes apparent, as Iran aims to establish a network of terror groups along Israel's borders, openly expressing their desire for the eradication of the Israeli state. Curiously, while PIJ remains active in the conflict, Hamas, the largest terror group in Gaza, has opted to stay on the sidelines. Experts suggest that Hamas has ulterior motives, envisioning a future where they can supplant Abu Mazen, the leader of the Fatah movement, and assert themselves as the dominant force in Palestine. By refraining from direct involvement in the current rocket attacks, Hamas strategically positions itself to seize power and expand its influence beyond the Gaza Strip. The personal accounts of Israelis affected by the rocket attacks provide a harrowing glimpse into the daily lives of those caught in the crossfire. Arsen Ostrovsky, a father seeking safety for his family, vividly describes the helplessness experienced when separated from loved ones during these moments of peril. He echoes the prayers of millions, hoping for calm and an end to the violence that disrupts their lives. Beyond the immediate conflict, the international perception of Israel's actions becomes a topic of discussion. Arsen Ostrovsky, also the CEO of the International Legal Forum, highlights the double standards applied by the international community and media when it comes to terrorism. He emphasizes the distinction between Israel's defensive measures and the indiscriminate rocket attacks perpetrated by groups like PIJ. Israel's primary objective is to protect its citizens, a responsibility shared by any sovereign nation. Yet, the world often fails to recognize the moral disparity between Israel's actions and the tactics employed by terrorist organizations. Meanwhile, an attack on a synagogue in Tunisia has reverberated across the Jewish world. A member of the Tunisian National Guard opened fire on the historic Riba synagogue, resulting in the deaths of 5 people, including 2 Jewish visitors and 3 members of the country's security forces. The motive behind this tragic incident remains under investigation. Tunisia, once home to a thriving Jewish population, witnessed significant emigration to France and Israel after the establishment of the Jewish state. On a different front, senior advisors of the Biden administration met with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, discussing efforts to secure a normalization deal between Israel and Saudi Arabia. While normalization is a top priority for the Biden administration, Riyadh has presented substantial demands to the White House, including approval for a civilian nuclear program. The success of securing a normalization deal within a 1-year window of opportunity remains uncertain. In an attempt to understand the complex dynamics of Israeli society, A.